Hey there. It's so lovely to meet you. Is the chair comfortable for you? Do you need me to tilt it back, forward, anything like that? No, you're good? Okay, awesome. Well, let me go ahead and get a little cape put around you before the scalp examination today, and then we'll go ahead and jump in and get started, okay? Do you have any questions for me before we begin? No. Okay, awesome. Well, if you have any concerns or questions, we'll kind of be talking as I do this too, because I'll be asking you some questions about your scalp and any concerns you have, but just let me know if there's anything and we'll go from there. Okay. Like I said, I'm just going to start with getting this wrapped around you. And this is just to protect your clothing from any potential dandruff you might have, nothing to be ashamed of. Or if we do decide to go ahead with the treatment today, just to keep any of the oils or products off of your clothes, that kind of thing. Sometimes we do a little bit of a haircut just in some areas. I am a licensed professional with hair as well, so if you ever want to come back for a haircut, I can do that, but today it's just mainly the scalp, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to wrap this around you here. Alright, pardon my reach over you. I'm going to use the mirror here to kind of make sure that's good. Okay, just tie this around. Okay. Alright, smooth that out. Is that comfy? Not too tight around the neck? Okay, perfect. Alright, just get that there. If at any point you need to pop your hands out from underneath, that's totally fine. I know sometimes it's a little awkward if you're like trying to show me something on your phone or you just want to be on your phone. I get it. Okay. Good. I'm just gonna pop on some gloves, okay? I'll take them off a bit later once we've established best treatment, but this is just best practices to keep both of us safe. You're a little tight. Alrighty, so, you okay if I go ahead and start touching your head now? Perfect. What would you say your top concerns are? What's the main reason that you came in today, that you scheduled the appointment? Okay. Right. Okay, so I see you're sporting the wolf cut, right? And was that a fashion decision, or was that something that you did kind of in response to an issue you were having? Okay. So you felt everything was a little too dry, ends kept breaking off, top of the scalp super oily. Okay, yeah. I can definitely see what you mean. regarding the dryness. Now, you do have a really nice shine to the top here, and that might be just because of some of the products you're using. But if you're okay with it, I'm going to get out some tools to get a closer look at the scalp underneath, and we'll go from there, okay? Okay. So we'll be starting with these two, just a simple comb and a stick here for me to be able to get in between and separate some of these layers, okay? Okay. Now, as I'm looking through here, do you have any areas in particular that you feel you struggle with? Okay. So definitely on the top here. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see some rougher patches. There's a bit of matting too. I don't know if you are aware of that. You know, I can work on it. It doesn't look like it's too bad at the moment, but if not addressed, that can be a major source of irritation. It can tug on the skin, it can make it raw, and it really leaves you susceptible to sores. So yeah, matting is not something to mess around with. Get a little deeper here. I'm just gonna take a peek on the side. So the matting on top does make it a little difficult for me to see the surface of the skin, which could again explain some of the irritation. Let's see the back. Okay. So do you find yourself itching at your scalp a lot? You could say that. Okay. It's just the sections I can get to underneath any of the matting, there's some pretty severe signs of scarring. Honestly, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were attacked by a dog. Were you, forgive me for asking, were you in an accident at any point that left you with some scars? Because these are pretty severe back here. Okay, well, yeah, I can definitely see that there's severe signs of irritation and inflammation from those. And you do have, I really want to get into this section up here. Let me see if I can't break up some of this matting, because I really need to be able to see the skin under there, okay? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to use this little tool here. It's got a lot of different little teeth there that I'll just work through very, very gently and slowly to get through this, okay? Let me know if there's any discomfort, okay? would you say you've noticed the matting, or you knew something was wrong? Okay. How long would you say that's been going on for? Okay, a few months now. Right. And no, like I said, nothing, absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Please, I never want anyone coming into a room here and feeling ashamed for any reason, okay? There we go. It's coming out really easily. Just needed some love, that's all. And don't worry, I'll put your hair back the way it was before we started. Let your right as rain. Okay. So I think I got that patch good enough that I can get a peek underneath. And let's see. Okay, did you have any idea that you have a fresh wound on your head? You thought something stung. You've got a pretty sizable gash. Is there anywhere else on your head that you feel that same sensation? Just right there. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it looked like a really deep claw mark. Okay. Well, I want to make sure that I'm extra careful around that. I'm gonna add some clips in really fast. Just to hold this hair out of the way for me. Let's take a closer look here. You weren't attacked by a dog, you said. Okay. Well, let's get these clips out of here. You okay if I give your hair a quick brush? Okay. I'll be extremely gentle around the top here. I'm just trying to smooth it out a bit and see kind of what the overall state of your hair health is. smoothing it out. I can see the ends a bit better. And see where it naturally wants to fall. Again, being very gentle this top area. Now your bangs. Are you happy with those? The length, how they lay? Okay. I only ask because sometimes individuals let me know that they have a certain kind of haircut due to trying to cover up some oil production on the front of their head, or some balding spots or something like that. Not that I see anything of that nature here. On the contrary, I see a lot of hair on your head. I always like to be sure. No, I really haven't been doing this for too long. It's a funny story. I've been hopping around as of late. Yeah, just weird times, you know, strange times. But we make do. Yes, we do. We make do. When I run my hands over your head like this, there's no discomfort. Okay. Your hair could definitely use a really good deep conditioning treatment. There are a lot of signs of extreme dryness. The matting in particular, that is some cause for concern. Do you frequently brush your hair? Sometimes you forget. Okay, there's no shame in that, like I said. But we do want to make sure we can get a good comb through that so that we can avoid some of these sensitivity issues with the skin on your scalp. I'm noticing a lot of dry patches, some flakiness. Most of the time I would recommend something like a deep conditioning treatment for both scalp and ends at this point, the damage you've sustained. But at the moment, my main concern is some of the scarring and gashing that we have on the top here, and making sure that whatever treatment we do doesn't cause any inflammation there, okay? Okay, and I know we said we weren't sure if we were going to do a treatment today, but I would really like to get something on the top here. It looks very angry and just inflamed, and it looks like if left untreated for too much longer, it could really get out of hand and cause you some severe issues. Yeah, I'm going to, I've got a good idea. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a carrier oil, just a light one, very light oil. I'm thinking some argan oil potentially for the carrier oil, and then I'm going to put a few drops of lavender, some frankincense, as well as probably some tea tree oil, if you're okay with that. All of those oils are going to be antibacterial in nature, lavender oil, and frankincense, well, all three have been used to treat cuts and wounds for a very long time throughout history. The frankincense will help with some of the cell regeneration. The lavender will help with not only the healing and the antibacterial, but also just some calming, soothing properties for some of the inflamed skin. And the tea tree oil will help mostly with cleaning it out, but also just ensuring that no bad stuff can get in there for future. Whereas the carrier oil, the argan oil, is a light enough oil that it won't cause any overproduction issues, but we can also leave it in for the day and it shouldn't cause any issues there, because I really think you need to have something sitting on your scalp at least overnight with how dry and damaged this top layer is. Okay, what shampoo have you been using at home by chance? What? Oh. And are you using flea and tick shampoo every time you wash? You are. Did you have a flea problem at one point? Not yet, just prevention. Okay. Well, that explains a lot. Your poor scalp. Let's stop using the flea and tick shampoo immediately, okay? That is way too harsh. How frequently are you washing? Every other day. Okay. Yeah, let's stop using that immediately. And I've got some samples here that I will send you home with of just some nice, light, gentle, and really moisturizing cleansing products. I'll make sure we get those to you before you head out today. And I want you to back off washing, especially with this cut here. I want you to try to get to every 3 to every 4 days. I know 4 days can be a stretch for some. If you feel like that's not at all feasible, let's do every 3 days, okay? You really have to give your scalp some time to heal. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get our oils out here. Got a lot of different ones in here. Do you have any particular favorite scents? That's an interesting one. Can't say I've heard that one before. Yeah. Are there any others? I'm sorry, did you say squirrels? Must have misheard you, my mistake. Tea tree, the lavender oil. I'm just looking for the frankincense now. Frankincense, there it is. I know it smells divine when I open that up. So I'm going to use this little bowl here. I'm going to put the argan oil in it, and then I'm going to put a few drops of each of those. And then I'll apply to the top of this area with a Q-tip and kind of run it along some of the other areas too to help with some of the scarring, okay? It shouldn't sting. Okay. That should be plenty. And now for the lavender, the tea tree, and the frankincense, do you have any aversions to any of these smells or any allergies I need to be aware of before I add them in? No, just a sensitive nose. Okay, yeah, I can add a few less drops than I normally would. Of course. Now it's being a bit stubborn. Frankincense. Perfect. Now, let me separate out your hair again. If you'd like me to, I can write down the exact measurements of what I just used, and I can also write down the brands if you want exacts there, okay? Of course. No worries there. And again, being very careful to not actually comb over that spot. Okay. Oh, it smells so good here. I know, right? Okay. So I'm just going to cover that Q-tip. Just very gently. You let me know if anything hurts, okay? Because the goal is not to hurt you. The goal is to help you. Soothing, good. Good, that's what I want to hear. Okay. I'm using a very light pressure as I rub this over it, okay? I know it might look a bit rougher, but I promise I'm being gentle. I'm just going to work on some of the scarring in the back now. this section to the side. That way I don't lay it over the top of that wound. Okay. Normally, I would want to do an in-depth scalp conditioning treatment for you. But at the moment, you know, with this wounds and the scarring, I'd be a little worried about aggravating that with anything in those products. I don't want to be spreading just anything on there, you know. Then I'm just going to use my fingers to massage that in the back here, but okay? Okay. I'm just going to take the excess from back here, kind of work it through, really trying to get it onto your scalp and not just your hair. Okay. Let me, I'm gonna put my fingers in this. Give you a nice little scalp massage. This way, even if I can't give you a deep conditioning treatment, the conditioner or anything, I can get the argan oil. And those other really good oils onto your scalp to help ease some of the dryness. It's okay if you want to close your eyes. Are you okay? Am I hurting you? No, your leg was kicking a lot. It just does that sometimes. Okay, no, sorry I pointed it out. I know that smell combination is so heavenly and relaxing. It's light and not overpowering. I think a lot of people just make their essential oil mixes a little too strong. I really like the frankincense in it. I think it's an underrated oil. I'm just really gonna work it through over here. There we go. Okay, coming over here. like I said, I've got some samples I can give to you for a much more gentle cleanser. I would really like for you to leave this in overnight though. That way your skin can get some much needed nourishment, some time to heal those wounds. And then, if you want to come back to me after that, we can do a deeper conditioning treatment, more focused on your ends, maybe style you up a bit. I'm happy to do that, but I wouldn't feel right adding anything further here. I know your hair's gonna be a little greasy for today. It's the end of the day. You did let me know you didn't have anything going on after this, so I know it feels so good, I bet, too, your poor skin. Really need to stop the flea and tick shampoo immediately. Yeah, that stuff is way too harsh to use even once a week. It's kind of a miracle your hair has lasted as long as it has. You do have some very thick hair. Yep, still just working it through. I'm just using my nails to get underneath the hair, and then I'm rubbing into the scalp with the pads of my fingers. Yeah, I don't want to be scraping too hard, especially with how delicate of a condition your skin is in. If you're okay with it, I'd really like to take some scissors to this one mat at the very top. It won't look like a chunk is missing out of your hair or anything. I'm going to use a trick that they use on dogs, actually. I know, it's silly, but when you're cutting a mat out, you don't want to be cutting completely against it. You want to cut down so that you can potentially work it apart. So I just want to cut down this one particular big one. See if I can't work it out for you, okay? Okay. Alright, let's get this out of here. Just making sure I'm careful not to touch that. I'm just going to get in here. Okay. I'm just going to gently work my way through it, okay? not pulling too hard. Good. Okay, this one might hurt a little bit because it's a bigger section. Just let me know. Did you just growl? I'm so sorry, I must be imagining things. It's been a weird few months, you know? Yeah, I know that's gotta be a bit painful, I'm sorry. Try to be really careful because it's on the opposite side of that scratch of yours. If it wasn't so big, I would assume it was just you were itching at this mat, trying to get it out and then scratch yourself. But man, it is a big gash. I mean, unless you've got inch-long talons or something. Which obviously you don't, because that would be crazy. Right? Right. Yeah. It's crazy. Okay. Almost got it. There. All brushed through. Okay. I'm just gonna brush your hair back the way it was when you came in. Remind me where your part was. Kind of here, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Got the wolf cut and everything. Your part's a little different. Get your bangs. Won't brush over your eyes or anything. I'm just keeping a hand over the top here. Keep it balanced to make sure that I don't brush over that one spot. Because I do not want to be scraping that up even further for you. Alright, like I said, I'll get you some samples at checkout. You can go home. Use those. Let me know how you like them. You can probably order some of that shampoo and conditioner in bulk for you at a discount. And then leave this on overnight. If you have any issues, feel free to call me tomorrow morning and let me know, or come back in. And then we'll get you scheduled for another treatment after this. That way I can do a different deep conditioning treatment, more focused on the hair. You know, I think I'm going to send you home with a good serum too. Your hair could really use it. Yeah. I'll get you all conditioned up. Yeah. Okay. With the wolf cut, do you like it to be going any particular way in the back here, or just kind of messy? Just a little messy. I'll zhuzh it back up for you. There you go. You do have some natural curl in here that the oil's bringing out. So maybe I give you a curl serum. See what that brings out of your natural hair here. Because you've got a lot of it. It could be really pretty if you did want to go the natural curl way. If not, that's also totally understandable. But yeah. Alright. Well, hopefully that was soothing for your scalp and helped alleviate any aches or pains you might have been dealing with. Hopefully you get some good rest tonight. That lavender should really help with that too, honestly. Yeah. Alright. Well, you are done, my dear. Let's go ahead and get you all taken care of up front, okay? Alright. Let's go. Oh, I need to take that cape off you, don't I?